I will improve your English in 10 minutes. Here are some mistakes I hear all the time as an English teacher. If you can fix these mistakes, you will be on your way to greatness. But I only have 10 minutes, so start the timer. First up, I want to talk to you about this. A 10-year-old boy. Now, this would be fine if we said the boy is 10 years old. However, here we have taken the years old and made it an adjective. We've put it before the noun, so we need to take away the S, so we say a 10-year-old boy. This would be exactly the same for a 2-day trip. We don't say a 2-day trip, we would say a 2-day trip, or my meeting was 2 hours long, it was a 2-hour meeting. So if the length of time or the amount of time goes before the noun, make sure you take away that S. So the boy is 10 years old, he is a 10-year-old boy, great start. Next up, I want to talk to you about this, so a lot of my students say things like this. I don't know, where are you? I don't know, what do you want? I don't know, where do you live? I don't know, what is it? Now what's the problem with that? The problem is, we are using question formatting. Where are you? That's a question. What do you want? That's a question. Where do you live? That's a question. However, I don't know is a statement. I don't know. It's not a question. It's a statement, so we can't suddenly put question formatting in there. So we have to say, I don't know where you are. So if you've swapped it around for making it a question, swap it back around. Okay? So I don't know what you want, you don't need the do in there because it's not a question. I don't know where you live. Take away that do. You don't need it. I don't know what it is. Okay? So just remember, if you're starting a sentence with I don't know, or she doesn't know, or he doesn't know, it's not a question anymore, it's a statement. Okay? Or the same with I'm not sure. I'm not sure where you live. I'm not sure what you want. So make sure you only do question formatting if you are actually asking a question. Very good. We're doing very well for time. Okay, next up we have tell. Okay, a lot of my students get confused with tell. They say things like I told to her that I liked her, or they say she told to me to carry on, or I told that I love this job. So what's the problem with this? The problem is tell needs to have someone attached. We need to be telling someone. So if you just say I told that I love this job. Who? Who did you tell? I told her that I love this job, or I told my boss that I loved this job. That's fine, but there needs to be someone that you're telling. And also, we don't say tell to, so we don't need to say tell to her. So I told to her that I liked her. You don't need it. You just say I told her that I liked her. Much better. Instead of she told to me to carry on, she told me to carry on. So you've got tell and then straight away, tell me the person. Tell me. Tell her. Tell us. Tell you, okay? So really have a look at that one because you might think that you don't make that problem. But trust me, I have taught advanced learners who make that mistake still, and a lot of my students are doing it. So really check when you're speaking, just be careful when the word tell comes out. Be careful with what you're saying. Okay, now I want to talk to you about the first conditional. So if you know anything about the conditionals, we use them to talk about hypothetical events, likely events, and the first conditional is all about the future. Think about the first conditional in the future. So we use it to talk about likely events in the future. Now, this is what I hear a lot. If you will get a better job, you will earn more money. If you will see him, he will say hi. Now the problem here is we've got too many wills. Okay? If you will get a better job, you will earn more money. So in the first conditional, in of cases, you never say if you will, okay? There are some exceptions, but it's so little that just imagine we never say if you will. Okay, so with if you need to do the present simple. So if you get a better job, just the present simple. If you get a better job, then tell me the likely result of that. You will earn more money. You can swap it around. You will earn more money if you get a better job. Just make sure that if goes with the present simple. So the other example, if you see him, he will say hi. So not if you will see him, he will say hi, just if you see him, he will say hi. So really have a look at that one again. I hear this one all the time. I think people get confused because they know the first conditional is about the future, so they think, okay, the future will, but the if does not go with the will. The if is with the present simple. Okay, try and remember that one, okay? Next up, a really easy one. I hear this a lot. I think it might be an Americanism. He speaks English good. He dances good. Oh, you did so good. You did so good. So the issue here is good is an adjective. What we want here is an adverb, so he speaks English well. He did so well. You dance so well. So if you're talking about a noun, you can say good. Good dog. Good pizza. Really good house. If it's a verb, we need well. She sings so well, honestly. I love her voice, she sings really well. So it's kind of an Americanism, which makes me think that maybe in 50 years' time this won't be incorrect, because maybe language will evolve and we will decide, hey, it doesn't matter. But for now, it's grammatically correct to say he speaks English well. Okay. The next thing I want to talk to you about, a very, very common mistake, is this one. We are 12 people. In my family, we are 6. At the meeting, we were 7. We don't say this. So if you're talking about a group of people and you are in the group, you need to say there are or there were of us. There were 7 of us in the meeting. In my family, there are 6 of us. At the concert, there were thousands of us. So really learn this phrase. It's a very useful phrase. And I don't think people learn it, so when they have to describe a group that they are in, they just say we were 6. But it's not. It's there were 6 of us or there are 2 of us. Well, then you're doing so well. Okay, we've got this. Next up, we're going to talk about overusing the perfect tenses when you don't need to. So if you're not aware of what the perfect tenses are, maybe just revise those, but specifically, I want to talk to you about the present perfect. So for example, I hear my students saying I have been to Spain last year, or my daughter has gone to school yesterday. Now the issue with this is we only need to use the present perfect when there is a connection between the past and now, or if it's something that started in the past and continues now. We don't need it if there is a specified time point when it finished. So for example, last year is finished. It's done. So you don't need to say I have been to Spain last year. Last year is finished. I went to Spain. If it is finished, you just need the past simple. I went to Spain last year, or my daughter has gone to school yesterday. Yesterday is finished. You don't need the present perfect. You don't need to explain that it's continuing now or it's still relevant now. So just say my daughter went to school yesterday. The same with the past perfect. So the past perfect, we use it to talk about an order of events in the past. So 2 things happen. In the past, this one happened before the other. So if you're not talking about an order, you don't need it. So last week, we had gone to France, then what, there's no order there. It doesn't matter. S finished, it happened last week, so just say last week we went to France. There's no order you're talking about, or earlier today. I had seen a movie and then what? You know, there's no second event, so you don't need it. Earlier today, I saw a movie. So you only need the past perfect if you're talking about an event that happened before something else in the past, and you only need the present simple if you're talking about something that started in the past and continues now. We did it. Well done. Well done. Oh my goodness. Well done. You did such a great job. Feel free to watch this video back just in case you missed anything because we were going pretty quickly. Thank you so much for being here. Be sure to subscribe and I will see you next time. Ta-ta!